This is the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus. For our last adventure, I noticed an ad for a Tecno phone, and I really quickly got in contact with them. Before we even boarded the flight, meanwhile we were sitting in the lobby, I got in contact and was ready to work with Tecno. I wanted to see how good a budget phone can really be, because on the advertising you see all those great features, but I wanted to see how does a 1000 zloty, so about $250 phone, actually perform and how good it can actually be. So right off the bat, let's go into what this has. First off, it has a AMOLED curved display. It's curved on the sides, so that right away is really nice. It is 1080p by 2436, which means it's a little bit taller than a full HD. As you can see, it's a little bit taller. It really reminds me of my older phone, which was the Oppo Reno 6 Pro. In terms of like the front facing, just the screen and curvature, it is pretty much the exact same phone. It literally feels like Oppo Reno 6 Pro, even to the point of it being very, very slim. And I have to say, just having this in hand, it does definitely feel like a very pro, but at the same time very slim phone. I know we're at an age where the phones are getting a little bit heavier again. We went to the smallest and now we're going up again. And this is definitely on the, more narrow, a little bit thinner kind of a side, but it definitely feels really premium. And because this is an AMOLED display, the colors are great. And also because it's a curved display, it does look a little bit more premium. And some people are gonna like it, some are not, but it definitely ups the quality in terms of how it feels in hand and just how it looks like. And add to it a 120Hz display screen. So if I open it up, as you can see, it is super nice. It's a 120Hz display, which means it's very smooth in how it works, making it look like it's working much better than you might think a phone at this price would. A 120Hz display is gonna definitely make it look much more snappy and faster, which is a bonus here. It is powered by the MediaTek Helio 99, which isn't that powerful. And here is where it starts to kind of seem to be the balance of making something look premium and feel premium, but cutting where you can. The weight and the look of it, the AMOLED display, 120Hz, are gonna make this look much more premium than it is. The Helio 99 is not gonna be great if you want to do some gaming or other things like that. It is not a phone for power users. For example, if your only usage is gonna be Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, this phone is gonna be amazing. I can definitely see this phone being great for people that just use your phone for the communication aspect, while still having a phone that looks really, really premium, especially at this price point. But going further, on the box they actually say that there is 16 GB of RAM, but the asterisk there is that it's 8 GB of RAM built in and 8 GB of extended RAM from the storage. So essentially you really get 8 GB of RAM with that 8 extended, but we know how it works. In reality, it's not the same as having a full 16 GB of RAM. But anyway, if you want to do that, it's actually here. Also, you have 256 GB of storage, which should be plenty of space for people that are gonna look into that kind of a phone. Another premium feature of this phone, which just makes it a little bit more premium when you're looking from the outside, is that it has, as you can see on the bottom, the fingerprint sensors. So as you can see, there's a fingerprint sensor on the bottom, and it's really, really snappy. So thanks to this, we're once again having a feature that you would associate with a more, higher end smartphone. In terms of the cameras on the back, we have a 108 megapixel sensor. It's a really good sensor. I have to say, I was surprised by how good it is. You're not gonna get those extra telephoto zoom lenses or the wide angle lenses, but with this 108 megapixel sensor, you can really zoom in photos and still have great picture quality. But for this price, it's still definitely really good. And one thing I'm gonna check, because I'm not sure if I remember correctly, yes, this can record up to 2K 30 frames per second and 1080p up to 60 frames per second. So there's no 4K recording on this phone, but you can record up to 2K 30 frames per second or Full HD in 60. which should be enough if you're using a phone at this price range. On the front we have a selfie camera with a 32 megapixel sensor. And in terms of selfie camera, there's one extra feature that they included, which is really cool. I did not expect to see this. So if you put on the selfie mode, it's normally like this. But if we go into the light, you actually have a light on the top right here, which thanks to this, you have a selfie camera light, which is really cool for making selfies if you want to do a selfie with a light like this. And I really like when a company just brings something that just makes sense and it's really nicely implemented. Another neat feature that this phone has is the NFC, which is once again one of those features that just a couple of years ago people would look for a phone with NFC. This one has it too. So you might be asking, if it's so slim, so lightweight, how much battery is there? It actually has a 5000 capacity with a 33 watt charging. So it's definitely really good for a phone of this size. And before you ask me, yes, there is a charger included in the box. You also get a case and headphones, which is more than a lot of competition these days, and especially in this price range, this is a nice welcome thing to see. From the box we see that you should get all the different things as well as a gift, which is the tempered glass, essentially making this an all-in-one solution. You have the tempered glass on the front, you also have the case, the headphones, and also you get a 33 watt charger. Aiming on this is where you are gonna see the downfall of this smartphone. Definitely, games can be played. Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and Call of Duty Warzone are the 3 games that I tested. All of them can be played, but the quality is not gonna be as good as playing on a much pricier phone. But it's still doable. And at this price range, it's really hard to not recommend this phone. I feel like this phone is amazing for those that just want to have a phone that is great for social media, just casual scrolling, maybe you're just looking for news online, that kind of things, like everyday users. If you're not a power user, this is definitely, in my opinion, more than you need for your daily smartphone. In hand, it looks premium, it feels premium, the build quality is definitely premium, it does look nice because of the way it's just made, it's a really nice smartphone, and also because of the AMOLED, I didn't mention that before, you can actually have a normal always on display, which is really nice. At this price range, you cannot go wrong. At this price range, you're actually expecting to have nothing of those features that you have here, and to be honest, I feel like the biggest downfall is this processor, but it's still good enough to play games. So I would say that for most people that don't play games, this is more than enough. So it's really hard not to recommend this phone for like the average consumer. I was a little bit skeptical when I saw the advertising for this phone, and I thought, you know what, at this price range, I'm gonna repeat that, it's $250 here in Poland, around 250 because it's a 1000 zloty phone. So how good a phone at this price range can be, and it turns out it can be really good. I'm sure that many people that just don't play games on their phone, just consume social media, are gonna be thinking that this is much more pricey phone than it actually is. Like I said, it actually reminds me so much of the Oppo Reno 6 Pro, which was like 4 times the price when it released in Poland. So it's definitely a really nice surprise, and I'm shocked that you can get such a good phone that is really smooth with an AMOLED display, beautiful colors, 120Hz display at this price range. The Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus is definitely one smartphone that I can recommend if you're on a budget and want something that is really nice, good build quality, gets everything done, you get everything that you need to start with, and it's just a great phone at this price range. I don't really think you could ask for more for this. I feel like it exceeds the expectations in terms of how much it costs and compared to what you actually get. Really quickly, I wanted to thank Tecno for letting me use this phone, test it out and see how I like it, and make this video possible. With that being said, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.